My name is Carol, and I'm speaking for the elderly. I just want to give you people out there an understanding of what we go through. When we are no longer able to work, we have a limited income. We can't afford the necessities like dish detergent, clothes detergent, furniture wax, any necessities for cleaning or like replacing the inserts in your stove. That's a luxury to us. And all we're worried about is eating and getting around because we no longer can drive. I myself gave up my license, and there went the only freedom that I had. We are the elderly, and we are suffering silently. And I have brain cancer. It's terminal, and I'm waiting to get a call from Hershey to schedule me to go down, not to save my life, but to just buy me a little bit more time. I have cancer lesions on my brain and on my skull. But anyway, I'm not going to complain, and I'm not going to complain here. The things that bother me that I'm finding when you get older is your hands start to shake. You can't help it no matter what you do. You can't help it. I no longer take the steps. I climb up the hill with my garbage bags or my grocery bags, and most likely some cans will roll out. I only have 2 packages, but they're pretty heavy to me. Where like before, years before, they weren't heavy at all. Everything's heavy now, and basically I get no help getting it in and out, but I'm not complaining because I was able to go to the grocery store and get it. But one thing that happened to me that was devastating was when I was in the checkout line, I had dropped some coins on the floor. I knew very well I didn't want to pick them up because my diaper in the back would show, and I didn't want to give anybody a laugh because people can be cruel today. There was no offer to help me pick them up, so I just left them lay there. And I actually turned around and apologized to them for being slow. I could have cried, but I held back the tears. And my hands are shaking, and so the whole time I'm trying to start up a conversation with the checkout girl because it's the only conversation that I'll get for the rest of the week until the next week. I am able to make my own homemade bath salts, and I'm able to save up for my pies and my cakes and my bread. And I have this get around that was donated to me by the church, thank God. And so I try to be a good person. So I take those items to the elderly women, and my village is very small, but it gives me a chance to get out. I'm not invited in because they're afraid of the virus. So anyway, at the checkout line, I tried to start a conversation with the checkout girl. She was young, and I could tell that she was thinking, just move on, move on. So when I get outside, it's very cold out. I forgot my gloves, I forgot my hat, but I can't go inside for fear I'd miss the bus, the county bus. I live in Center County, Pennsylvania. So then I get home, and I think, well, I'm going to eat that meal. The Meals on Wheels in Center County are terrible, just terrible. I mean, they send out a menu which their families read and think, oh, this is wonderful for mom and dad. You know, they've never tasted them. And it looks good on paper, but it is not good at all. It's like they're feeding a bunch of animals. And what's left, what I don't eat, I do take down at the end of the yard, and I feed the wildlife down there. Like they make these meals ahead and they freeze them, and of course there's going to be condensation inside the plastic bag, the covering on it, and when I microwave it and take it off, all that water goes into the food. Well, I took a bite of the potatoes and all I had was water in my mouth, and the banana was green, and I took a drink of milk because I hadn't had one and I don't know how long. It was like half a pint of milk. I can show you, but and the date was perfect. The man delivered them on time, but the milk was sour. I don't understand it. The banana was green, and when you pull your bread out, you know, it must have been frozen forever and not frozen right. And I pulled it out. It was just all in flakes. And so I figured, well, you know, that the bread was the best part of that meal. And of course, I have coffee. So I fill up on coffee and bread.